students. Today I am going to discuss the first chapter from History and Civics, the United Nations, for class 8. I hope this is visible to you all. The subtopics are Atlantic Charter, the San Francisco Conference, the objectives of United Nations, the organs of United Nations. Under organs are General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice and the Secretariat. Last is India and the UN. The 20th century witnessed two world wars. 1914, it was the First World War. Now, after the First World War, there was huge destruction. People wanted peace desperately. And thus, to maintain this peace, League of Nations was established in 1920. League of Nations failed to maintain peace and the Second World War broke in the year 1939. This led to a terrifying scale of destruction, and we find in the Second World War the use of atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. People once again wanted peace, and thus the United Nations organization took shape. Atlantic Charter. Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt, they met aboard a battleship in the Atlantic Ocean to sign the Atlantic Charter in the year 1941, which set about mutual respect and cooperation. The San Francisco Conference. In 1945, 50 nations met in San Francisco to sign the UN Charter. Poland joined later and it was the 51st member. Thus, October 24th, 1945, United Nations was established, and every year October 24th is celebrated as UN Day. Today we have got 193 members. The head office of United Nations is at New York City. There are 6 official languages. United Nations flag depicts 2 olive branches, and at the center is the world map. Now, coming to the objectives of United Nations, there are 4 main objectives of United Nations. First is to develop friendly relation among nations. Second is to achieve international cooperation. Third is to save the succeeding generations from war. And fourth is to promote human rights and fundamental freedom. Now, coming to the organs of UN. As I mentioned earlier, there are 6 organs. What are those? The General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, and last is the Secretariat. Now, a brief of all the 6 organs. The General Assembly. All the members of United Nations are members of General Assembly. Each member nation can send 5 representatives. And the General Assembly usually meets once in a year. What are the functions? It discusses international problems and recommends solutions. Consider and approve the United Nations budget. And it also supervises the works of other organs. Now, the Security Council consists of 15 members. 5 are permanent members, 10 are non-permanent members. The basic responsibility is to maintain peace and security. It investigates international disputes. And finally, it can take military action against an aggressor if needed. Coming to the Economic and Social Council, there are 54 members elected by the General Assembly for a term of 3 years. It solves problems related to health, it promotes economic growth, social progress, and it also supervises the work of United Nations agencies. For example, as you all know, World Health Organization, ILO, International Labour Organization, UNICEF, UNESCO, etc. Now, the Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was established to look after the territories that were under foreign control or foreign rule and to help them to earn their self-government. International Court of Justice. There are 15 judges from different countries and they are for a term of 9 years. They settle dispute brought by the member nations and also give legal advices. The Secretariat is the chief administrative organ of the UN and it is headed by the Secretary General. Now we will discuss about India and the UN. As you all know, India is one of the founder member of the United Nations and India has accepted the principles of United Nations very gladly. India has supported United Nations for the freedom movements of other nations like Poland, Indonesia, Malaysia. India has helped to expand the membership of the Security Council. India has opposed racial discrimination. India believes in disarmament. So this is the brief of the whole chapter, the United Nations, which comes under the contemporary world in history. Now, students, please go through the chapter thoroughly, and if you have got any doubt when the school reopens, definitely I'll be there to clear your doubts. Now, coming to the exercise, after the chapter, you see at the back of the chapter there is the exercise. Objectives like fill in the blanks, match the table, choose the correct answer, or whatever it is, do it in your book. Okay, all the objectives to be done in your book. For your classwork, in your classwork copy, please do question number E, which is the short questions like answer the following in 1 or 2 sentences. E 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to be done in your classwork copy. And the last question of the chapter is the picture study, which is the picture of the headquarters of UN at New York. Please do the picture study in your classwork copy, paste the picture and then start doing the questions. When you begin the chapter also, please put the heading and the date and then start with the question answers. I hope this video will be helpful for you all. Stay safe. Thank you.